Yo, we're live, baby. I think that marks 2 weeks in a row, possibly 3. I may have skipped next week or last week. I don't remember. We were at Event Pro Summit. It was an amazing event. I was very tiresome. I worked my ass off, but it was fun. Okay, we're also going to go live over here on my phone from TikTok because TikTok won't work on StreamYard, and I'm super fucking pissed about it. TikTok, you don't work on the goddamn StreamYard. Can't get it to work. Wasted 30 minutes of my day today. Totally thought I'd be able to do it, and then I couldn't do it, and it's stupid. But it's all good. All right, let me get the comments up. Okay, so today we're going to be answering some business questions live. I guess it's going to be Booze and Biz. What up, Adair? First comment over there on YouTube. Yeah, so I guess it's going to be Booze and Biz. I mean, I was getting frustrated with TikTok. It wasn't going to be Booze and Biz. Then I did. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Who cares? All right, so hey, what's up, TikTok? You're going to have a weird angle because it won't work on StreamYard, so it is what it is. So is the quality okay? I was worried about going live from 2 devices. That's been a sticking point in the past. If it goes south at any point, just let me know, and I'm gonna kick TikTok out of here. But TikTok, I love you guys. Do all your things. Hit the thing. Yeah, there we go. Hit them hearts. Do that thing. And then all you guys, let's see. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. I'm on my Twitch channel at Nico Glass, and then we're also on Instagram. Oh, we're not on Instagram. I forgot to hit go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now we are on Instagram. Okay, we're on all the places. We're doing all the things. Okay, so today I'm going to answer some business questions. I'm going to get into them. We'll get rolling. We only have like 4 people live right now, and then 3 over on TikTok, but that's fine. If the quality sucks, tell me. Okay, here we go. First question from Daryl Harris over on Instagram. He said to me, blah, blah, blah. How do I price my inflatable rentals? So the good news is you can do whatever you want. You can price your inflatable rentals however you want because it's your business. Now, there's a couple different ways to do them. So what I would say is probably the most normal, most popular, most common is going to be, I got to move this a little bit because I can see myself over there on Instagram, and it is grainy. Okay. Bye, TikTok. We fucking tried. Tell them that it's stupid that I can't go live on you. Bye. And now. Okay, that should clean up the stream here in just a second. So let me lock my phone, like get it all done, get it off this little stand and everything so I can use it. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this is your first one you've ever caught live? That's dope. Okay, so we should be good now. Hopefully the graininess will go away. Okay, so anyway, back to the question. So from Daryl Harris over on Instagram, he said, how do I price my inflatable rentals? So you can do it a couple different ways. Way number 1, by hour. That's probably your most common, your most normal, any of that, right? So basically what you do is you say a 6-hour rental of this combo is going to be $250. After 6 hours, you got to do this. You got to decide, like, do you charge an X percent per hour? Do you charge just an overnight fee for the rest of the night? What if they want to rent it at 2 in the afternoon? Do you want to go pick it up at 8? Do you want to cut it off at 7? So then they don't, right? I don't do that because it's very, very, very confusing. It just makes things difficult. So what I do and what I've kind of seen since I've been kind of public about this, I've seen this kind of start to be a little bit more normal. The way I price my inflatable rentals is I do them all overnight. All overnight. Here's why. Number 1, it's good value. The customer likes it. And if the customer likes it, I like it. Okay. Number 2, who the fuck wants to work on Saturday night till 10:30, however many. I mean, you can only start so early on a Saturday night, right? So who wants to work that late on Saturday night? Literally nobody. Now, if you're just starting out and you're going to go do it all yourself and you're a warrior and you can go do it, blah, 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 power to you. If you don't give a shit and you force your guys to go do it, power to you. I don't care. It's your business, not mine. I just know none of my guys want to work on Saturday night. I know nobody I ever ask wants to work on Saturday night. So I let the guys have Saturday night off, all backyard, always overnight. Now, when it comes to go renting it at a park, a public place, that kind of thing, a church, a school, all those, yeah, you got to go get those that night. So for anything corporate, I'm not going to charge an extra fee because I don't want to scare them away, right? I want that business. And it's not that big of a deal to go pick up because it's rare, right? Because we don't have like a long route. You got to go pick up 1, 2, maybe 3. So this Saturday night, we actually have to go pick up 3. And the shift is from like 6 to 9, which is no big deal. You should work in retail. You wouldn't get off till 10 on Saturday night when you were closing, right? So it's no big deal. But that's kind of where I suggest 95, 8, 99.5 of people go. Now, if you're humongous, multi-million dollars, you probably need to work on Saturday night. And the good news is your guys are going to be salaried, right? So I know for a fact, because this conversation came up, that Bounce House Atlanta, they don't do overnight for free. They charge an extra fee, but they have an army of guys. And I think if I remember right, I don't remember if it was Robert or Mike, they said they have 13 guys on salary, I think. So if you got that many guys on salary, you've got that many guys at your disposal, like, yeah, go pick them up on Saturday night. I don't give a shit. It's not my business. It's your business. Now, the reason I say that if you're that big, as big as Bounce House Atlanta or other giant businesses like that you got to go pick them up on Saturday night, probably can't swing it Sunday. Probably gets difficult Sunday. I don't know, though. I don't know. Like, you got a lot of trucks. So I don't know. But for those of us that are, right, I mean, I have 90 inflatables. And so I'm generally kind of considered medium to medium large, kind of. It's all relative, of course, but I'm kind of getting into the large zone almost. So for me though, it's like no, we're leaving them all overnight. Let's see. All right, we got some stuff rolling into the comments. Interesting fact here, all the comments so far have been from YouTube Live, and I almost didn't go live on YouTube. So we do got one from Instagram from Arcoons23. He says, hello, and I say hello back, brother. So if you guys have questions, roll them into the comments. I will answer questions in the comments too. I've got a bunch I'm going to cover that I wrote down that are from my DMs, but I will also answer anything from the comments because I love you guys. That's why. Okay, so let's go to question number 2 here. We're going to roll through these. So this is from A Party Rentals on Instagram. They said, what's the best way to market my bounce house business? Okay, so this is a great freaking question. It's a question that does have some kind of obvious answers. However, there is 2 other qualifying questions that I have to ask prior to giving my answer. Question number 1 is, do you have a website? If you do not have a website, where are you going to send people when you market? That's right. The website is the storefront. Okay, so think of that. It's like 1987 and you want to open a new business. You have to go find a brick and mortar, a store, and you got to lease it and borrow all this money. It's super scary. Well, we don't have that problem anymore because we are in the internet era. So all we got to do is open a website. So instead of, I mean, I know my building here costs me $2,500 a month. I don't know what retail costs. I know it can be more depending, right? The nicer of a strip center you're in. 3 rules of real estate: location, location, location. So it's probably even more. So what is $4,000 a month that you have as automatic overhead just to have the spot? Whereas a website through Inflatable Office is going to cost you $39 to $129, depending on how many units you have. So if you have less than 10 units, you can get an Inflatable Office website for $39 freaking dollars. So if you don't have a website, you can't market because you don't have a store to send them to. Okay. Qualifying question number 2 is, how many inflatables do you have, or how many units do you have if you're tents? How many tents do you have if you're, okay, you get it. The answer that A Party Rentals replied back to me with was essentially kind of 4, but it was 2 bounce houses, tables, and chairs. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. That's almost like 2.5. So it's kind of like, all right, so you got a website and you got 4 things you can rent out. 2 of them are inflatables. How do you market that? My answer to them was something to the effect of, you don't. What you need to do is go get more inflatables, right? Because you only have 2. So basically the way that internet marketing works, So basically the way that internet marketing works is you run an ad, and every time that ad gets clicked on, you pay the platform X number of dollars, depending on what industry you're in. So if you're selling something fancy like diamonds or cars, your cost per click or your CPCs can be really high. Like I bet $20, $30. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot. For Christmas light installation, I'm north of $4. Every time somebody clicks a Google ad, it's north of $4. For bounce house rental, I'm much lower. It's usually between $1.40 and $1.45. That's the CPCs in my area for those. So every time somebody clicks the ad, you spend, or I spend rather, $1.41 just to get somebody to come to my website. Now, if my website sucks, the website's not going to compel them to check out, and I wasted my $1.40. if my website's pretty good, but I have 2 bounce houses, what are the odds I'm going to transact on the $1.40 I just gave Google? Pretty low because I have 2 fucking bounce houses. Follow me? Now, if you click my Google ad, you go to my custom built site that cost me $3,500, and I have 90 inflatables, I have foam parties, I have tables, chairs, tents, concessions, games. What's the likelihood I'm going to transact on that? Obviously much higher, right? So how do you market your bounce house business? First things first, please make sure you have a business. I'm sorry, A Party Rentals. You seemed very nice when I was interacting with you. 2 bounce houses is not a business. That's not a fucking business. That's like opening a coffee shop and having a Keurig. That's not a coffee shop. That's not a coffee shop. You need to have a Keurig. You probably don't have a Keurig, but you need to have the espresso machine. You need to have, I don't know all the machines, but you know all the shit that they have at a coffee shop. You understand that. So I told them, go buy more shit, right? Go buy more shit. So there we go. Okay. Do we have questions in the comments? Interesting note. We still are totally quiet from Facebook. Facebook, do me a favor. Oh, actually, I totally forgot I can go to Facebook and share to groups. But somebody on Facebook just like, give me the bird finger emoji on Facebook. Somebody give me the bird finger emoji on Facebook. And then I'm going to go share to groups. I totally forgot about that. I haven't done this in a while. I got very, very good at it there for a minute. And then business got in the way, which is cool. I don't know all the machines. Okay, now I got to mute myself. The shit that they have at the coffee shop. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to share this to groups. So bear with me here. There we go. Freddie in the house. Freddie's in the house. Gave me a brown one. He said brown birdie finger. Okay, I'm going to share to groups. We're going to go to this one. Oh, I got to type all this stuff. I'm going to say, come ask me some questions. There we go. So while I'm doing this, because it's probably boring to watch me type on a different screen, today I sent out my newsletter, which is called Just Go Newsletter. And I was talking about some cool shit, some super cool shit. And you guys should go check it out. Go to thejumpoffstore.com, and then there's a pop-up that'll pop up that's to subscribe for it. Oh, right, fam gave me a whitebird finger. What up, right, fam? WRIGHT. But yeah, go check out. Go subscribe to that bad boy, because it is super cool. I send it every Thursday. It's not salesy at all. It's really actually not very tactical either. It's very motivational, because that's or inspirational. One of those two. I'm not sure. Okay, now we are ready to roll. Because I shared to groups. I just shared 2. I think just my 2 groups. Maybe I'll put it in Justin's too. Maybe I just did Justin's. I don't remember. Dun 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 dun. No, I didn't. I did my Christmas light group. All right, going into party rental knowledge, coming in hot. Okay, there we go. Dun dun dun. Okay. Is this a question? Let's see. Chase Keeter over on YouTube Live said just bought 5 units and had 1 to practice with, so 6 in total. Yeah, okay, so 6. I can fuck with 6. I really would love 20, but I can fuck with 6. I think at 6 units you do a website. At 1 you do a website, but at 6 you do a website. At 6 I would run Google ads. I would not run Facebook retargeting ads, because you're just going to be spending too much money. I would go do the Google ads myself and learn the platform a little bit. And then once you learn the platform a little bit, and you get yourself busier, right? Because you're running ads. They're not going to be great. Your CPCs may be high or your click-through may be low, but it's there. It's going. And then once you have that kind of going, you have some revenue coming in, you can get some more units, and then you can go hire the marketing ninjas to do your Google ads. I would still stay away from Facebook ads at that point in time. Get yourself to 20 as fast as possible. Once you get to 20, get yourself to 30 as fast as possible. Once you get to 30, I want you to get to 60 as fast as possible. Oh, what's up? Puerto Rico in the house. Down from the island. What up, Joshua Diaz? Puerto Rico. All right. So outside my Google ads, what are some marketing tips outside of that? Okay, that's a good question. Hold on. I got to go off camera for 2 seconds. This is going to be terrible TV. And I'm back. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, I've got a couple good things for you here. I wish I would have grabbed a flyer while I was over there too. Ooh. Okay, this is a Christmas light flyer, not a bounce house flyer, but the same principle applies. So we'll talk flyers. So these are, you don't need anything special, fancy to go hand these out. You know what I mean? Go figure out how to get them in people's hands. Go see if the gas station you stop and talk to the guy and buy a coffee every day will let you put some on the thing, whatever. Go figure that out. Go hang some on some doors. It's illegal to put them in mailboxes, but you're an entrepreneur and you give no fucks about the law. So go break the law. Okay. Next things next. I've got, this is the OG. I'm going to use this one. This is the OG. I still have like this giant stack of them. So basically what I did a long time ago when I was the only employee at the Jump Off. So this is 2020. I did this. I made magnets. So they're a business card magnet, but I put 2 on it and then I cut them in half. And then I bought this little thing that's for scrapbooking, apparently. Right? It's kind of pink, so that's cool. But and then it makes the edges round. So you put it in there and it makes the edges round. So it makes it a little more polished. But that way I give this to people. I used to. I don't anymore. But give this to people at drop off. And then you tell them, put this on your fridge so you never forget me. They love it. I then upgraded to this. Bad boy. Because I'm not poor anymore. Okay. So I got a QR code. They scan it. It takes them to a page where they get a discount. I believe that's a deeper discount than the one I offer on my website. I don't know. I stopped doing these because then I switched to these. Now, is this marketing? Arguable. I say yes. The delivery crew card. So the back has like our information on it. That's the old phone number that nobody answers. No wonder people call the old phone number. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad I found that out. So don't call it because nobody answers it. But then on the front side, QR code actually takes them over to Google. Takes them to Google so they can leave me a 5-star Google review. And then you put your name right there. My delivery crew, your delivery crew today was Nick and Jacob, whoever. So that kind of helps market because it makes your business grow, right? And then I got stickers too. I'm not going off camera again, but I got Jump Off stickers. It's just the white part of the logo, I get those made by my good friend Beth at slapco.com. She's got a promo code Jump Off. Maybe. I don't know. You can save some money. But yeah, so anyway, those are ways you can market your business without spending money per click. Obviously these cost money, right? But that way you're kind of doing some guerrilla warfare. You can also do, I'm a big fan, especially when you're new, a big fan of the yard sign. So when you make a yard sign though, do me a favor. Don't put 7 water slides and splashes and palm trees and words all over it. Make the yard sign this. Make the yard sign literally this. Now, if you want to put a QR code on it, I'm not mad at it. But if this is your yard sign and you stick it in the grass right next to the bounce house, guess what? They understand that this is the fucking bounce house company. Doesn't need bounce houses all over it. Just the logo and a URL or phone number and or QR code. There we go. Good question, Dylan. You can tell that was a good question because I yelled at people and said swear words. Okay, so next things next. I got to tell you guys about these little badass little green drinks I've been drinking called Magic Mind. If you guys want to save money on them, I'm going to cut to the fucking chase right now. Go to magicmind.com. I'm going to tell you about them. Chill. Magicmind.com. Go with Nick go with Nick 2020, the number's 20. And you can get yourself 20% off if you buy like just a box. And you can get yourself 48% off if you do the subscription. And it actually stacks too with the discounts on the website. So you can really save some money, which is badass. And so let me tell you about Magic Mind. So Magic Mind is the limitless pill, but it's a little green bottle and you open the top and you screw it up and you chug it. I chug it. You can put it in a smoothie if you want, or you put it in your Cheerios. I don't really care where you put it, but then you drink it and it's absolutely amazing. It's like the limitless pill. The subscription's badass. It just shows up to your house. You don't have to reorder them. You're going to want them. I'm actually out right now. Because I'm an ambassador with them, so I don't have a subscription, and I drank them too fast, and I'm really missing them. So it's kind of like a cup of coffee, but not all jittery and stuff. Like there's barely any caffeine in it, and then there's medicinal mushrooms, which I'm a huge fan of, which are just like for your brain, nootropics for your brain. But it's great. So go check it out. There'll be a link in the description of the recorded version of this all over the places that I put this video, and it's going to be great. So go check out Magic Mind. You will not regret it. Okay, so do we have some more questions? Vistaprint. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Josh. Yeah, so stickers, no, don't go stickers to Vistaprint. They fade and they're shitty and they're ugly. Go to slapco.com. My good buddy Beth will hook you up. All this stuff I've made pretty much at Vistaprint. I was messing with Bethan was texting me the other day about some stuff, and I don't remember what it was now. If it was magnets, something. They can make more things. I don't know. I've got her. I text her actually today to kind of price me out some postcards, some regular sized postcards. These are like the biggest ones you can send in the mail, basically. Okay, next question. Oh, by the way, did you guys like my purple? It's Mardi Gras around here. It's Mardi Gras around here. So I went festive today. This one had a star and it turned green. Somebody gave me $5. DJ Lee got my first unit. Oh, this is a different question. There's $5 attached to it. I don't know. DJ Lee, did you send me $5? If so, that is incredible. You're incredible. Got my first unit, was practicing putting up, and realized I didn't have straps at the top to stake. Yeah, I do have those. They're currently sold out. That's why they're not behind me. They usually go right there. But I took a bunch to Event Pro Summit, and they like sold like hotcakes. It was crazy. So this is what I invented. This. Yeah, that's right. I invented this. I'm staking my name to it. It's an adjustable water slide strap or adjustable water slide tethers. So they go to the top of the water slide, right? They come down, and then instead of having to move them all around or tie knots in them because it's too long or whatever, it's adjustable. So you just stake it down and go whoop, and you're done. And it's really freaking awesome. They're super cool. I'm sold out. This is only half, right? There's only one. They come in a pair. I have a whole bunch over there that are almost done. So I'm going to be having those hopefully done tomorrow. I'm training an employee how to make them tomorrow, so I'll have more. But yeah, those are awesome. They're the best in the biz. Yeah, donated $5. Would love to do an interview one day. Yeah, get in my DM somewhere. Obviously, there's no DMs on YouTube, which if you think about is kind of wild and weird. But yeah, get in my DMs on Instagram. That's where they're easiest to see. If you go to Facebook, I get so many there. It's crazy, and it might get lost. So go to Instagram, DM me there, and then we can kind of chat back and forth and see kind of what's up. I have about 12 of those straps. Game changer. Stock up. I need more. Yeah, so I switched to having them actually manufactured by Big and Bright Inflatables because I don't have access to like that heavy duty string and that heavy duty sewing machine. Like it's like a regular sewing machine. Now I do use very, very strong thread to sew them with. But I switched to having Big and Bright Inflatables manufacturers, right? Because it's like inflatable thread. Like, so it's not like this puppy ain't gonna rip. So, but I gotta order them. I gotta order them way ahead of time, and I messed up because I had a big stack and I thought I was fine, and then I took them to Event Pro Summit and they're gone. So Roman's gonna come up here and I'm gonna teach him how to start making them tomorrow. So I should be in stock. They'll be made to order, but I should be in stock here pretty soon on those, David. So just pay attention to the Jump Off store, and you'll see when they're in stock. Okay, let's roll. Next question. So this next one is from Dylan Penna on Instagram. He asked me, is it faster to roll by hand or faster to roll with rolling straps? Yeah. So these are the rolling straps. If you don't know what they are, go find my YouTube video. This is plural. There's plenty where I show you how to use these. I just actually invented this part to it. So now there's a piece, that says top, and then buried in there, there's another one that says bottom. So you put the bottom one on the bottom and then roll, and then the top one is the top. And so that way your Velcro always lands correct. See that? So they always Velcro shut. But yeah, so if you don't know how to use these, yeah, like I said, go watch one of my YouTube videos or TikTok videos. I got them everywhere. But Dylan asked if it is faster to roll with straps. No, it's not faster to roll with straps on a bounce house. If you got to use straps to roll a bounce house, I'm making fun of you. On a combo, no, it's not faster to roll with a combo. Now, if you have like, we have some dual lane combos from Jump Orange. They're pretty freaking heavy. We have a dual lane combo from EZ. That's huge, by the way. Like it should be heavy because it's huge. It's the Pirate Fortress. It's literally my favorite unit that I have. Straps on that puppy. Yeah, maybe. And then I also have one other one that's kind of a pain. It might be the skid loader from Leisure. Yeah. Oh no, it's the skid loader from Leisure, low key. And then I have the dual lane with a unicorn on it from HEC. The low key, that one's maybe a solo strapper. When you go into obstacle courses. So we have a 60-foot obstacle course that we actually have we have triples of it because it's so popular, but it breaks into two 30-foot pieces that they're super, super, super easy to roll. So no, we have a 38-foot Nile run from EZ. That puppy's heavy. I had to roll it alone once with no winch, wet and waterlogged, and moved by the field crew of the park we had it at. And that was a bear. But I did it with rolling straps, and it was not that bad. And then we also have 45-foot melting Arctic dual lane. Well, I guess they're all dual lanes, they're obstacle courses, but obstacle course from Jump Orange. That one can be maybe. Then basically, though, from there, an 18-foot water slide can be done solo by a taller, bigger, stronger person with good technique fairly easily. I would just, if it was me, I would just roll the 18-foot single lane because I know what I'm doing. 18-foot double lane, or anything that starts to get above 18, 19 feet, right? Because the 18 feet at Jump Orange or 19 feet. You start to get above that, you start to get into solo strap mode, or even 22-foot dual extended lane from HEC, which we have two of. If I ever am out picking that up, right, it's going to be with somebody else. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting straps under. I don't care. It ends up being faster, in my opinion, by the time you're done. It does take extra time to set up the straps. Then rolling's good. Rolling's easier. Then you get done. It's nice. It's tight. It's easy to move. It's easy to get on the trailer. It's easy to get off the trailer. It's easy to get on the pallet. It's easy to get on the pallet rack with the forklift. So overall, I think it's faster. So it kind of depends on what you're rolling, but there's your answer. All right. So I'm going to go over here. I hope you're still there. Cool Hub over on Instagram. He said, how do you go about paying employees when you started taking on employees? Did you do 1099 or W-2? So fun fact, there's no such thing as a 1099 employee because a 1099 is a contractor. A W-2 is an employee. Now, in your inflatable business, when you hire your first 1, 2, 3 guys, maybe 4 if they're all part-time, you may 1099 them, even though that's doing it wrong and that's illegal and that's not correct. You can still do it and get away with it. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I can't, the Instagram ones don't roll into the chat here on StreamYard. So I can't, I can pin the comment. We'll do that. So I can't show it on screen. But it's Cool Hub, KOOLHUBB. So you may 1099 them when you first start out because it's easy. You don't have to have workers comp. You don't have to have a payroll system. You don't have to have an accountant to run your payroll system or a payroll service like Gusto, for example. You don't have to do all of that. So you may 1099 them. They'll like it because they're going to make such a small amount of money. They're probably not going to get taxed on it even after you 1099 them. Don't pay them cash under the table, though, because everything you pay out in payroll is not necessarily, I don't want to say it's a write-off. I'm not a CPA, so I don't know the exact things here, but it's kind of like write-off-ish. There's a thing there where you kind of get credit for it, so to speak, on your taxes. I made myself a big fat ice water because my throat's been kind of like dry. Yeah. So anyways, 1099 is a contractor, which you're never going to have. You start a Christmas light business, 1099 is a contractor you will only have if you start doing big things at scale. And so basically you say, we sold lights at 123 Fake Street. Here's the lights we sold. And then they show up in their truck with their ladder. Do they use your lights or their lights? I think they use I think they use your lights, and they get there. When they get there, they have their own insurance. They're their own entity. That is 1099. W-2 is where they work for you. Okay. That was a good question though. I get that question actually kind of a lot. All right, let's go here. So this is from Carlos Robledo. So I have these YouTube coaches, and I do like them. Grouphugs.co. Weird name for a YouTube coaching program, I know. But anyway, they were telling me don't go live, essentially. Don't go live on YouTube because you can't go in and like fix the dorky SEO stuff that you dork out when you're a YouTuber. And I decided, and this was a conversation I had with them yesterday, and so I decided, F that, I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway. I don't give a fuck. That's because I like to interact with you guys. Like I like more live. I like as an introverted person, this makes no sense at all. But I like that number up there that says I got 23 people live. Oh, 22. I like that number, 21. I like that number to go higher. And so the more platforms, the more people, right? If you guys are gamers at all and use Twitch, I actually am live on Twitch. This is always live on Twitch too. Nico Glass on Twitch. Okay, back to the question at hand. Do you recommend getting bouncers with a credit card to scale fast and pay off the credit card with the rentals generated from the bouncers every month? Right now we have 10 units and we want to scale. That's a badass question, Carlos. So the short answer to that is fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The more, if you're going to want to have a real business, you're going to have one of two things. Robert, the founder of Bounce House Atlanta, used a term I'm going to steal from him. You either need a war chest of cash. So did you have this weird sales job where last year you crushed it and you got a $200,000 bonus? Cool. You don't need to incur debt. Just go spend $200,000 of cash. It's a bonus anyway. Empty the bank. The number of people that have that, low. You scaled another business and sold it for $6 million. Badass. Go spend $6 million on bounce houses. The number of people that have that, even lower. Okay. Most of us worked a regular ass job, had a regular ass hatred for that job, dislike, malcontent, unsatisfactory, whatever, unsatisfied. Sorry. So all of those people, you've got to go incur debt in order to scale. Okay. When we started Let's Get Lit Supply.com. So that is the company that I co-founded with Matt Billington of Big and Bright Inflatables and Joe, his videographer from Big and Bright Inflatables, that makes the beautiful videos. It's we co-founded it. We had to go raise a whole bunch of cash. We need $200,000 just to buy supplies for year one, right? So we had to go raise a whole bunch of money. Now we put our own capital in, but I had to go raise a bunch of money and incur debt that I still have and I still pay off. Where do you go incur this debt at? Okay, so Carlos says, should I get a credit card? Yeah, I mean, depends on your personal situation. But I got a credit card last year that Kevin Barbosa told me to get. He's the credit card master. If you've got legit credit card questions, go talk to Kevin. Probably best place to find him is on Instagram. I'm sorry, on Facebook. And then he also has a Facebook group that has to do with credit cards, I believe specifically in the inflatable industry, because that's where he is. But yeah, he told me go get this credit card. So I got a 0% interest credit card for 1 year. I got approved for a $38,000 limit, and I had that sucker at $38,000 faster than you can possibly imagine. I don't even think it took a month, and I had that thing maxed out because I wanted to incur debt so I can scale, and now I have it paid down to almost. It's got like $2,200 left on it. I got to pay by April, March, something like that. I got to go look that up so I don't have to pay interest. But yes, the answer is yes. If you have the ability to go get a loan from a bank, that could be a good way to go. Just watch your interest rates. If you can go get an SBA loan, that's not bad. You have 10 years to pay that back. You got to jump through a lot of hoops, and it takes 3 months, I believe, to get your funds. And then you have 10 years to pay it back, but your interest rate's going to be 9-ish, 10-ish, which is high. My favorite way to raise capital to scale your business is by high net worth individuals, AKA your rich uncle. Just go ask him for $20,000. Just go ask him for $60,000. Just go ask him for $200,000. Boom, right there. Then you negotiate yourself, and you never surrender equity. I'm going to repeat that. You never surrender equity. But Nick, he wants to invest in my business and be part owner, and I get a lot of his money. No. You never surrender equity. You always take money from a high net worth individual as a loan. You're not going to surrender equity in a bounce house business that's already doesn't pay. Like, it's not a tech business, right? Like, I don't know what percent Mark Zuckerberg owns of Facebook, but it's less than 50, and it's way down there. And there's all these shares out there. Everybody's got 1%, 2%, whatever. It's a piece of software that can scale to every human being that has an internet connection on Earth. Okay? It's not a bounce house business. Bounce house business doesn't scale to infinity. Bounce house business only scales to the size of your city and the size of your ability to operate said business. So you don't surrender equity. You go take it as a loan, and then you negotiate yourself a nice, sweetheart little loan interest rate. That's the best way. in my opinion, to raise capital, because your grandma's got this big chunk of money in her retirement she's going to die with anyway, or your uncle is sitting on all this cash and you're going to give him an opportunity to make some interest on it. It's fantastic. I love high net worth individuals. Let's see. I'm going to jump over to Instagram. Only 4 people live on Instagram, and that's okay. Graham, that's okay. We love you anyways. Do the thing on the Instagram where you push the button. I don't know what it is. You guys got thumbs up buttons? You guys got share buttons? Whatever it is. Okay, so, oh man, I'm going to jack your name up. S the Far Lado. There's like 7 S's and 12 U's in that. Said, hey, I was wondering which one of the $2 you like the most from the picture you posted this week. That's like the 5th time I've got that question. I've been avoiding that question, and here I am. I walked into it live. So there was a picture that I posted the other day. Let's see if I can get it on my up on my phone. I'll show you. Of so my guys just barely picked up the brand new 48-volt Rolls-All from actually from Jolly Dolly, because Gary is a badass and he brought it home from Bounce House Atlanta for me. So there's the picture. And so I posted this picture in my Facebook group, that I also put on my stories. And so people have been asking, what brand are they? So if you haven't followed me for a very long time, that you wouldn't know the answer to this. So the one on the left, the darker one, which is candy paint, it's like sparkly. It's so pretty. So pretty. It's hard to tell in that picture because it's overcast. Is the 48-volt Rolls-All. Like, I asked Tommy, what's the weight limit on it? He says, whatever you can put on it. Thing's going to be a badass machine. I also bought from my buddy David Wagner, I bought a used 27-foot dual lane while I was out in Event Pro Summit. And when I put it onto Gary, Gary's the owner of Jolly Dolly, by the way. When I put it on Gary's trailer, like, I mean, it didn't even feel like there was anything on the dolly. I mean, and that's a 780-pound unit, as so HEC says on their website. And every single manufacturer, I'm pretty sure, lies, except for Big and Bright Inflatables. I know Matt's honest about his weights on his site. But yeah, so I moved essentially an 800-plus pound dual lane 27-foot water slide onto a trailer and didn't even notice. So there's that. The one on the right that's orange, let me get a picture back up so I can tell you, is a Jolly Dolly. I just got that in late September, early October. I really think it was October. Both badass machines, both super fucking awesome. It's kind of like one's a Ford, one's a Chevy. One's a GMC, one's a Chevy. Like, you know what I mean? Which one do you like better? Whatever. It's definitely not Chevy and Ford, or Chevy and GMC, because it's the same company. But yeah, one's a Ford, one's a Chevy. One's a GMC, one's a Ford. Whatever, however you want to say that. Neither of them are a Dodge, though. Neither of them are a Dodge. So which one do you like better? I like them both. I love them both. My guys have been using the orange Jolly Dolly like crazy since we got it in. That's because it's brand new. And all of our Rolls-Alls are right, a couple 1 year old, 2 years old, or 3 years old. Now that I've got a brand new Rolls-All and a brand new Jolly Dolly, I'm very interested to see kind of where the guys gravitate towards. What's going to end up happening is these 3 guys are going to love the orange one. These 3 guys are going to love the candy paint one. And then I'm going to have 1 or 2 guys that love the red one from 2021. Still might end up my favorite. We'll see. But, you know, it just kind of depends on where you want to go. Which one should you buy? Kind of depends on where you want to go as well. So the 48-volt from Rolls-All, it's going to be really expensive. It's going to be probably the most expensive one. I'm about to pull it up and show you. It's probably, or I might be able to show you. It's probably the most expensive dolly that Tommy makes. Yeah, there you go. There it is. So it is $4,999. So it's $5,000. And then mine has a winch on it, which adds another $600. So it's $5,600. And then Gary's with a winch is, let me go to Jolly Dolly, thejollydolly.com. Okay, go to products. Come on, Power Pro, motorized. Okay, so with a winch, about the same price, a little less, $5,300 for the Jolly Dolly. So they're basically the same price. So just pick one. I don't know what to tell you. Just pick one. The Jolly Dolly is built robust. It is like the lifted F350 with a brush guard and steel bumpers and a winch on the bumper and a light rack on the top. It's got all the stuff. The Rolls-All is a little bit more sleek and sexy. Still, like, I don't have an analogy for you because it's still an F350. Or sorry, it's a Sierra 3500, right? but it's a little bit like kind of like sleeker. Less is more. I don't know. This analogy is now falling apart, but I think you get my idea. The build out times may be your deciding factor, so check with both of them. I just saw both of them. They both were sponsors of Event Pro Summit, and I didn't ask their build out time, so I don't know what either of them are. Historically, Jolly Dolly's is shorter. Jolly Dolly's actually like right in my backyard. Like I can literally get in my truck and be there in probably 12, 15 minutes. So that could play a factor. If you're in Biloxi, Mississippi, you may want to buy a Jolly Dolly because you can just drive over here and pick it up for free. Or if you're in Baton Rouge or New Orleans or wherever you're at. Then Rollsall's in South Georgia. So if you're in Atlanta, if you're in Florida, you may want to do that and go drive those. So thejollydolly.com and Rollsall, ROLLSALL.com. Okay, good question. Holy smokes. All right. Where was I? Okay, Instagram. I thought there was another question on Instagram. I'm going to see if I can hit you a couple times. Instagram. You're up to 5. We're up to 5 people on Instagram. So do the share, like button, drop a comment. Give me bird finger emojis. Give me bird finger emojis for the 4 of you. I want 4. I want 5. We got 5 on Instagram now. I want 5 bird finger emojis on Instagram. Okay. Jump House Party Rental on Instagram said, at what percentage interest rate on back loans do you not take the loan? It depends. It's all relative to what you can get. So if I can go find a rich person that will give me 4, 5, 6%, boom, done. You go to a bank, you're going to be, my guess, I don't know. I don't go through banks ever, but my guess is 8-ish, 7-ish, 8-ish. Depending on how much money you want to take, you may have to put your house up for collateral. Like it kind of depends. And then SBA loan is, what is that called? Prime plus 1, I think. I was talking to Matt from Big and Bright Inflatables about this a day or two ago, because we got to raise more capital for our Christmas light distribution business. Let's get lit supply.com. But yeah, I think it's like prime plus 1 or something like that. So if the prime rate is 9, your interest rate's going to be 10. I'm not going to say that name again. S the farm dough. He said from Quebec. Sorry for the spelling. Yeah. Go to the Foam Daddy conference. I don't know if Paul's named it yet. I think he's announced it. Yeah, he announced it on Facebook. That's where I saw it. But he's having it in Ontario, so go check that out. CD Penna, trying to find an electric dolly. Have you had any luck buying used? Funds are limited, Yeah, so if you want to go buy, and that's from Instagram, CD Penna on Instagram. Yes, Mike had one for sale at Bounce House Atlanta, had a direct drive Jolly Dolly for sale for $3,500, I believe. So go find Mike over on Facebook, Michael Bissell, like the vacuum, Bissell. Go see if he still has that. As far as I know, he did not sell it at the Bounce House yard sale on Friday. Rodeo Rendell said, just joined. So you're talking about loans. Yeah, we were talking about loans. Go get one from a rich person. You get a better interest rate. They may break your knees though. And then he said, and bro, let's talk about those white chairs rusting so quick. Yeah, I have a problem with that too, because we're Bounce House guys here, and my Bounce House guys beat the shit out of my chairs. And it's my fault because I didn't train them right. Like, I'm not blaming them. It's my fault. I probably beat the shit out of my chairs too. And then we store them incorrectly, I found out. I did a little bit of research. I'm not the expert yet. So when I am the expert, I'm going to make a YouTube video of how to do all this shit. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make what are those called? Pallets? Yeah, chair pallets. It's going to be the perfect size of a chair. And then we're going to cut up some wood and 2x4s, and then we're going to carpet them. And then basically they'll go in stacks of X, right? So it might be stacks of 100. And then we got to take some off, something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not the chair master yet. I have 130, but the guys lose them, so I actually don't have 126. And then I know you can also spray paint them too. So as the sides kind of get beaten up, you just keep them stacked. Just keep them in a stack and go get that like good Rust-Oleum paint and good to go. All right, we've been live for 44 minutes and we are rolling. Okay, I'm going to keep going to your guys' questions. Are mechanical bulls worth it? From Andres Soriano. You are asking the wrong guy because I don't have one. From what I understand, the second you buy one, your insurance is $6,000. So if you do buy one, you damn sure better be able to get it rented. What I would tell you to do is do marketing specific for it. I've talked to the GOAT, Ryan Dahlstrom, about this at length, actually. And I may lean on him here to help me out on some stuff in a minute. He doesn't do stuff for the party rental industry anymore, unfortunately, because his graphics were the hands down best of all time, and there's no second place. But yeah, so you make a really, 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 really cool, pretty graphic with your mechanical bull, and then you use that to target. So you're going to basically make a Facebook post, but you're going to write the Facebook post like an ad, but you don't want to write your ad like an ad. You want to write your ad like a post, if that makes sense. It's like when women wear makeup and they put on makeup to make it look like they're not wearing makeup. Then what you're going to do is boost that post and put it over a small little section where you could rent that unit out. So a giant church, huge corporations. Again, I don't have a bull, so I'm kind of shooting from the hip here. From the people I talk to that have them, they all like them. So I have what I guess you could call is kind of my biggest competitor, even though he's 30 minutes that way and we don't overlap too much. We do overlap, but like kind of fringy, so we're not really competitors. But Fred at Extreme Inflatables, he has one for sure. He may have multiple. I'm not 100% sure, and he really likes it. And then I know Grayson's Entertainment. Aaron has fucking 2 or 3. He's in Gonzales, Louisiana, which is just south of Baton Rouge. He's like 90 minutes away from me, but I did buy 2 used units from him last year, and I kind of got a little bit of a quick warehouse store, and I know he had multiple, and he loves them. So I would say yes if you're of the right size. Fred is bigger than me. I don't know how many units he has now, but he kind of stays in that, I think, that 130 range-ish. To kind of give you a for instance, but then he does have a ton of other stuff that I don't have that's like good for big corporate, including a bull. And then Aaron at Grayson's is bigger than me in inflatables, but not by a ton. But then he has roller coasters, like hard rides, bowls, all that kind of stuff. So he's more of an event rental than a bounce house company. So just there you go. That's kind of my take on that. Let's see. Hey, Nick. Okay, so this is from Rocky Lang over on YouTube. YouTube's coming in hot today. I love it. Is Houston a good location to start a bounce house business? Yeah, definitely. I'll just leave it at that. All right. Another one from Chase Keeter over on YouTube. How do I get with you to mentor outside of YouTube videos? Do you do that? I kind of tested that on Patreon, actually. While I did enjoy it, the one-on-one time suck is hard for me to manage. So I still have one, but I'm not taking on anybody new. It's just not I don't know. I'd rather do this. Yeah. I'd rather spend an hour doing this than an hour on the phone with one person. I'll put it that way. So as of now, I don't do it. Justin Ferracascio may be starting something soon if he didn't already start it where he does that. So check with Justin. Okay, next question from my DMs. So this is from Cody Dellinger over on Facebook Messenger. He said, so in that picture I was showing you with the dollies on it, he said, how wide is the trailer in that picture? So we have 4 trailers that are 16 feet long, and I believe every single one of them is 6 feet 10 inches wide. That is the sweet spot. That is the best size trailer, in my opinion. No matter what units go on it, you can always fit 2 next to each other, and it's always big enough to run one route. Now, I more or less only have inflatables. I have a couple games, you know what I mean? I have some tables and chairs, and I did just get tents. They're still palletized. I've got to open them up and learn how to do them because I have no idea how. And those have 20-foot poles, so that could be an issue at that point in time. I know that Bounce House Atlanta has some 18-footers and some 20-footers, but they're different, right? Because they have 420 inflatables and they have all sorts of crazy stuff and hard ride. They got way more dunk tanks. I don't know how many freaking dunk tanks they have, a zillion. So they operate at a different level, right? So a 16-foot trailer, they will have plenty of those, but they'll have longer. For my size, 16 feet long, 6 feet 10 inches. No, yeah, 6 feet 10 inches wide, around that 7-foot mark. All right, next question. This is actually the last question for my DMs. So if you guys have questions, roll them in. This is from Inflatable Events. They're a company up in Michigan. This is also, I believe, from Facebook. Could have been from Instagram. I'm not sure. Didn't write it down. What system do I use to schedule my employees? So I actually use and have historically always used Google Sheets. So basically what we do is in Google Sheets, and I can't pull it up because it's got personal information on it, so I can't show it. There is somewhere in my Google Sheets buried somewhere. There's like a blank version that I could maybe dig out and show you, but it's not that difficult, right? You just go put in all the stuff, the time that they're going to drop off, how they paid, it's blank until they pay, then how much money their balance is, then their unit they're getting, and then their name, right? You just kind of keep it organized. And then it's organized by day. The reason I did it on Google Sheets back in the day is because my guys have always historically at the jump off self-scheduled. So Cassie, my office manager, builds it out for this weekend's rentals. She group texts, and she sends in the group text, hey, the schedule's up, and the guys go take the shifts. The guys go take all the shifts. We are getting to a point where it works great right now because we're like not super busy, right? Once we get into May, it gets to be a little bit overwhelming. So we're kind of capping that out now for its capabilities. So I'm going to start looking into other things. I subscribe to the freaking inflatable office workers module, and I've like pretty much never used it. Bounce House Atlanta has, I'm not going to remember the name of it. I was there when Mike was giving the tour and he said what it was, but I'm not going to remember the name of it. But it's how they schedule their guys. And then it has a chat feature. They send pictures of every setup. So I'm going to kind of start messing with different options going forward. And it's just going to be yet another thing that, you gotta pay for, but it is what it is. When should I hire an assistant or someone to answer the phone when customers call? So that's from Rodeo Rentals again over on Instagram. As soon as you can't do it, as soon as you're having a hard time keeping up with operating the business and answering the phones. And what I mean by that is you're on your website, right? I feel like I'm on my website fairly often, changing something, fixing something, adding pictures, doing some SEO work, moving some things around, whatever. And then the phone rings and I got to flip over to Inflatable Office. And if you guys want to try Inflatable Office, I'll post my link too. I'll post my link to that. And you guys can go use my link and sign up with Inflatable Office. But you got to then go into Inflatable Office, build out a quote while you're on the phone with them, and then you get done and you hang up and you're like, okay, what was I working on? And it kind of just takes you off track. I've got so many things going on that I might be filling orders at the jump off store behind me. I might be doing some Christmas light stuff. I might be in a meeting. Like I had 2 meetings today. I had 2 meetings yesterday. So I might be in a meeting and then the phone rings and I can't answer it. Right. So as soon as you kind of get to that point is where you want to get somebody to answer your phones. What up, Emily? That's Emily from Sun Fun. She runs sales at Sun Fun Inflatables. One of my faves. Great person and great company as well. So what up, Emily? If you guys want to, so I actually co-founded with my friend Brooke a company that does answer your phones and all the text messages to customers Monday through Friday. So if you want to get that, go to raise, R-A-Z-E, booking.com, raisebooking.com. You can get a quote there. It's pretty affordable, depending on the size of your business is how we quote it out, $130 a week, something like that. And you don't ever have to answer the phone. You have somebody that's going to get to it right away. You have and all of our reps know what they're doing. They all know Inflatable Office. They all know inflatables. So you can do that. That was your next question. Raisebooking.com. Go to raisebooking.com. Let's see. If you guys have questions, roll them in. We've been going for 53 minutes here. So this is a good little episode. Starting with 7 units, adding on already, renting tables, chairs, and photo booths. What units should I get? So it kind of depends on where you are, Levy. Levy. I'm not saying your last name. Cesar. It kind of depends on where you are. So if you're still alive, tell me where you are. Here we go. Located in SoCal. So in SoCal, kind of dependent upon where you are. Oh, it's a Levi. Kind of dependent on where you are in SoCal. So Southern California is one of those places that's a little bit different because you're going to have like these teeny little yards. So if you're going to be doing a lot of backyard, bounce houses are going to be really popular in Southern California and the Bay Area. You're going to be very bounce house heavy because that's what people can fit in their yards. So do a little bit of market research. Go look at 5 to 10 companies. Go spend 8 hours looking around what people got, what themes they have, what units they have, how deep they are in those units, and that'll kind of tell you what to get. If you're not in one of those areas like that, Austin, Texas might be the same way. I don't know Austin well enough, but Chicago might be the same way. New York might be the same way, where you're going to be a little bit different from what I'm going to say. Most everybody else, the common wisdom is a mix of wet, dry combos and water slides. Now, if you're down south where it's warm, your water slides are going to make you the most money, but obviously they only rent out April-ish to September, maybe dabble into October-ish. This year was really warm. We were sending them like crazy still in November because it was so warm. Those make you the most money, but you have a window of whatever size, right? So if you're in Michigan, your window is like this big to rent water slides. So not totally knowledgeable on that. But if you're in that area, you know, a Chicago, a Michigan, whatever, all that, Ohio, all those northern cities, Pittsburgh, you may want to go a little bit more combo heavy, because a combo can rent out dry or wet. So whatever the length of your season is, right? And I'm in New Orleans, so my season's 52 weeks a year. Those will just always be able to go. So you're going to have a lower revenue than you're going to have with water slides, but you're going to have a more constant revenue stream where your water slides do this. But by the end of the year, general wisdom, the water slides will make you the most money. And then also obstacle courses. You don't need a ton of obstacle courses. The bigger you get, the more obstacle courses you need to add, right? But you'll always have less obstacle courses than bounce houses, than combos, than water slides, because you just don't need that many. But they are bigger, so they're more expensive. So typically they make a lot more money than a bounce house would. So you can do less rentals and make more money. So you're going to have a mixture there of bounce houses, combos, water slides, and obstacle courses. But go do your market research for wherever you live. Yeah, lots of small backyards, and out in the desert. Yeah, so there you go. Desert, hot, right? So if you're inland from the ocean a little ways, hot. So water's probably going to be more popular, but depends on size of the yards, right? So this is my buddy Oliver. So he's in New Orleans at Bounce House NOLA. He said half my Google ad searches today were for water slide rentals. Really? That's crazy. Yeah. So I run an ad campaign for Bounce House rental, and I run an ad campaign for water slide rental, and they run 52 weeks a year. Are people searching it in February? Apparently, right? Because Oliver's right by me. But I just keep it on because, you know, some dad is going to be told we need to get a bounce house for the party, even though it's in December. And he goes to Google and he goes, water slide, right? And so then I pop up and he clicks it, and then he goes to my website and rents a bounce house. So I just leave both mine on 24/7, 365. Okay. If there's any more questions, we can roll like that. I do want to do a shout out to podcast sponsor Magic Mind. Go to magicmind.com/go with Nick 20. Get yourself 20% off if you buy a one-time purchase of Magic Mind, aka the Limitless pill, but it's a drink. If you buy the subscription, it's 48% off, and they discount stack. They're awesome. I absolutely love them. That's it. No more questions. Wow. Okay. Let's talk about everybody else we talked about today. Raisebookings.com. That is if you need an assistant. Inflatable Office. I'll drop my link. If I type it in there, it only sends it to Twitch. And I don't know if there's anybody even live on Twitch, so I'm not going to do that. But I'll drop that in the comments. I'll make a note of it right now. Let's see. Inflatable Office. Then other brands we mentioned today that I love is Rollsall.com for motorized dolly, thejolly.com, thejolly.dolly.com for motorized dollies or manual. They make both manuals, but just borrow the money and get the motorized one. Sun Fun Inflatables, Big and Bright Inflatables. Talked about Jump Orange a little bit. And the Marketing Ninja, my ninjas. So Marketing Ninja does my ads for the Jump Off on Google and Facebook. They do my ads for Let's Get Lit, my installation business on Facebook and Google. They do my ads for Let's Get Lit Supply, just Google on that, I believe. And then they're going to be doing foam ads for me, tent ads for me, and then a new brand I'm adding that I'm not announcing right now. At the end of the stream, I'll announce that later. That's a good question. Adair asked if I'm coming to Iowa and Nashville. So this year is, and he said, if you do bring the Oh, the side by side. The side by side. I wish, dude. We're flying. I wish. Our side by side. So we have a Polaris Razor XR. Yeah, not the S. The S is the top one. We have the one right below that. And we go rip that puppy in the warm weather all the time around here. But it's like mud riding around here. But our side by side is set up to ride in like rough terrain, like rocks and mountains and stuff. And so we get some weird looks when we're out mud riding in a rig that's not built for here. But it's a lot of fun. But yes, I'm going to IOA. So IOA is IOA is Inflatable Operators Association. It was just founded very, very recently by Kevin. Kevin has a vast history, I guess you could say, in the industry, 20 plus years, if I remember right. He scaled his business up over $1 million and then sold it and exited and then started IOA. And he also does kind of I think he works for Inflatable Office as well. I don't think he consults. I think he works for Inflatable Office as well. But he started IOA, Inflatable Operators Association. So go join the association. There's lots of fun perks. And then this year is the inaugural IOA conference. It's going to be in Nashville. Don't remember the dates, but you can go check it out on the website. It's coming up at I do remember the dates. April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, I believe. It's going to be badass. Yes, I'm going to be there the whole time. I'm a speaker at it. So I have a keynote speech I'll be giving. And then also on the education board. So you can go submit a request for a keynote. So I'm on the board of us. I don't know how many of us are on the board, but we're the ones that select the speakers. So not only am I going to be there, I'm going to be speaking, and I'm on the education board. So I'm a part of IOA in a lot of ways. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if Kevin can scale that, it's going to be freaking awesome because the conference is going to be awesome because it's going to be like IAPA, way smaller, but only inflatables, right? It's just us there. It's going to be really freaking cool. I'm very excited. Okay. I got another question on Instagram about selling dollies. This is from our friend up north with the crazy name. He said, if anyone is looking to sell an electric dolly, I'm interested. He lives in Quebec, but I'm willing to come get it. Yeah, I mean, we don't sell those very often because they're absolutely vital to run the business because you can add big units and they change your freaking life. So they don't go on sale, or I'm sorry, people don't sell them very often. But I know that Mike Bissell of Bounce House Atlanta was selling one at the first ever inflatable Bounce House yard sale that we had last Friday, which was a crazy. Oh, it's a girl. She, our good friend, our good female friend up in Quebec. They just don't sell very often. But Mike had a Jolly Dolly for sale, so check with Michael Bissell on Facebook because he had one for sale. Yes, me too, Emily. I love the Marketing Ninja, and I love Jana, and I love Joe too. It was great to see them and spend 4.5 days with them up there at Event Pro Summit. And we did. Oh, her name is Esther. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I understand you had to spell it funky because it's Instagram, but I spent 4.5 days with a lot of great people. But Jana and Mike Bissell, Bull, and me we're Event Pro Summit's our event, so we all co-hosted or however you want to say that. And so it's great. So I talked to Jana about 48 times a day. I was texting with her. Actually, I need to text her back. She texted me while I was on this live, or right before this live went. So I got to text her back. All right, there we go. That's all the companies. That's all the time we got. You guys are freaking wonderful. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, it is available in your mom's basement. Go look for it. No, I'm just joking. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, and it's on Apple. And then I think that's right. You can get all these other places you get podcasts, but that's the only place that matters. And then my podcast is sponsored by Magic Mind. So go buy Magic Mind. And then my voice is kind of starting to get a little bit raspy and sexy. So I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. One love. And I will see. Oh, no. Before I go. Next week, I'm going to debut a new show. Don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it's going to be me and my lovely wife, Michelle. I'm forcing her to get into my content. And so next week's live podcast, just like this, and then it'll go taped in all the places too. is going to be me and Michelle and I, and we're going to talk about whatever we're going to talk about. She doesn't know a lot about inflatables because she's a salon owner, but I've been kind of trying to tempt her to come join me at the jump off. And I've got her. She actually was working today. She was at home on her laptop working today, doing some new stuff with one of the new brands we're about to open, which I'm very excited to. We'll probably announce that next week, to be honest with you. But so don't miss next week because my wife will be on it with me. It's going to be great. And I'm interested to see if she's like, does her makeup up or just shows up from the gym. It's going to be fun. So anyways, I will see you guys next week when I got Michelle with me, either sitting right here or she might be at home or something, virtually, but it's going to be fun. So you guys are awesome. I absolutely love you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to get out of here. Love you. Peace out.